in the labyrinthine corridors of modern political discourse, wherein allegiances are as mutable as the fickle winds, Hasan Piker's excoriation of the cult-like fervor among Democrats and the liberal streamer destiny vis-a-vis their unwavering support for Israel offers a poignant critique of contemporary political dynamics.
From like every Palestinian is a rabid dog that deserves the food to who cares about this stuff anyway, dude? Imagine, just vote blue. Like, who cares about this stuff? These guys are, it's like a collection of individuals that I feel like are basically in a cult. Like the way they operate, it's so cultish, it is actually kind of shocking. It did feel like I peeked into the world of like dudes who are, you know, getting aneurysms off of the lace bra being incorporated into one of 72 Alpha Son Stellar Blade type shit. You know what I mean? Like it feels wild. It feels wild to see. And I have to believe that it's AstroTurf for my own sanity. Cause like even the people I know in my life that I sometimes communicate with that have been like unconditionally writing Israel, even they are like a little bit more quiet lately, which actually is shocking. Like I checked out r/news earlier to see what they said about the students, and they said the students deserve to get put in Gaza because they're making Biden lose the election. Yeah, I hope that like there aren't that many people out there who legitimately feel that way, right? I feel like that's the most, I mean, that is the ultimate divorcelli Octoberelli take, right? Which is, you know, demanding the white supremacists run over Black Lives Matter protesters because like they're actually up the bag for Biden in the upcoming election. Like they're making Biden look bad. That is like, that was his take. That was one of his many vicey takes that were just completely unhinged that got him banned off this website. And I don't know, it boggles my mind that people do operate that way, where it's like, so I guess you just don't care about like voting beyond the fact that your team wins or something. I will never understand that. Like I've always looked at politics, and I think you should look at it in this way as well, because this is what politics is, whether you recognize it or not, as a means of distributing resources and power. That's what politics is at the end of the day. You vote for your team, and your team is like, here are some of the resources that we'll allocate to the things that you care about. And then the other team is like, absolutely not, that we're also going to take away extra resources or whatever, right? And yet for some reason, Americans don't see it that way at all. They just see it as like, nah, it's just team sports. Like, I get nothing out of it. It's okay. Both of the teams are on the same side, actually. And it's fine as long as my team wins. It's just like, I don't recall a time, at least in my political commentary career, where so many like liberal, left adjacent content creators were so openly just channeling all of their energy into just writing whatever the Democratic Party is defending. That's just what we get from mainstream media, right? Like, I don't understand why there are online commentary. There's online commentary that is basically just the same exact shit. Like, online commentary is just like doing a version of Rachel Maddow. It's like, bro, what is your audience? Your audience is just like Rachel Maddow, but I want to be able to say the N-word. Is that what it is? Like, what a weird constituency. Anyway, it's very odd. It's very strange stuff. And I it's like spiritually we're in a strange place in America. And I don't.
HasanAbi's diatribe, though replete with hyperbolic flourishes, underscores a deeply rooted frustration with what he perceives as a blind, uncritical endorsement of Israeli policies, an endorsement that borders on the fanatical. The phenomenon of such unwavering support, likened by Hasan to a cult, raises questions about the nature of political allegiance and the mechanisms by which it is sustained. The metaphor of a cult is not lightly invoked. It suggests a level of dogmatic adherence and ideological rigidity that precludes critical engagement or dissent. This depiction, though arguably hyperbolic, resonates with a broader critique of partisan politics wherein loyalty to the party line often supersedes independent judgment or moral consideration. The historical context of American support for Israel is complex and multifaceted, rooted in strategic, cultural, and ideological factors. However, Hasan's critique suggests that this support has transcended rational discourse and entered the realm of the uncritical and the dogmatic. The comparison to Charles Foster Kane, a fictional media magnate whose influence distorts reality, further underscores the perceived manipulation and control exerted by media narratives on public opinion. Hasan's observations about the reaction to pro-Palestinian activism within liberal circles reveal a disconcerting level of intolerance for dissenting views. The vitriol directed at students advocating for Palestinian rights, including suggestions that they deserve punitive measures, exemplifies a disturbing trend wherein political loyalty eclipses humanitarian considerations. This reaction, described as unhinged and extreme, highlights the dangers of an environment where ideological conformity is enforced through social and rhetorical means. The notion that political engagement has been reduced to a superficial game of team sports, devoid of substantive policy considerations, is a damning indictment of the current state of American politics. Hasan's critique of the liberal-left commentary space, which he argues merely parrots mainstream media narratives, suggests a stagnation and a lack of originality that fails to challenge or provoke meaningful discourse. The comparison to Rachel Maddow, albeit with a crass twist, underscores this point. However, it is essential to consider the counterpoints to Hasan's critique. The enduring support for Israel among many Democrats is often grounded in historical alliances, geopolitical considerations, and a commitment to the security of a democratic ally in a volatile region. Furthermore, the media's portrayal of Israeli and Palestinian issues is shaped by a myriad of factors, including access to information, political pressures, and audience expectations. Moreover, the characterization of liberal commentators as mere echoes of mainstream media fails to account for the diversity of voices within the progressive landscape. While some may indeed align closely with Democratic Party narratives, others offer critical perspectives and challenge the status quo. The assertion that all left-adjacent content creators are uniformly uncritical is an oversimplification that overlooks this plurality. In addressing the broader issue of political loyalty and critical engagement, one must also consider the role of partisanship in a polarized society. The alignment with party positions, while potentially stifling independent thought, can also reflect a strategic choice aimed at achieving broader policy goals. The tension between ideological purity and pragmatic politics is a perennial challenge in democratic systems. Hasan's lamentation of the cult-like dynamics within political discourse invites a deeper reflection on the nature of political identity and the ways in which it is constructed and maintained. The allure of belonging to a cohesive group, with shared beliefs and common enemies, can be powerful, particularly in a fragmented and polarized society. This dynamic is not unique to any one political faction but is a broader feature of human social behavior. The critique of online commentary as a shittier version of mainstream media underscores the challenges faced by independent content creators in distinguishing themselves in a saturated information landscape. The quest for authenticity and originality is fraught with difficulties, particularly when the dominant narratives are so pervasive. Yet, the very existence of such critiques indicates a vibrant and dynamic discourse, wherein ideas are contested and orthodoxy is challenged. In conclusion, Hasan Piker's critique of the cult-like support for Israel among Democrats and liberal commentators offers a provocative and challenging perspective on contemporary political dynamics. While his observations highlight significant concerns about ideological rigidity and the suppression of dissent, they also invite a broader consideration of the complexities and nuances of political allegiance. As with all such critiques, the value lies not only in the specific points raised but in the broader invitation to reflect, engage, and question the forces that shape our political realities.